Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're joining us from. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day for the Salesforce Admins webinar, 5 Game-Changing Lightning Components. My name is Mark Baseman, and I'm an admin evangelist here at Salesforce. With me today is the terrific Maggie Jolitz, the Director of Operations Services at NPI. Thanks for joining, Maggie.
Thanks, Mark.
It wouldn't be a Salesforce Admins webinar if we didn't have this fantastic forward-looking statement for you. Again, reminder that Salesforce is a publicly traded company. Please make your buying decisions only on products and services that are currently available. And just a quick reminder to please get social with us. You can follow us on Twitter at Salesforce Admins No I, and you can see the great photo that we just took preparing for this webinar. And you can connect with us and other awesome admins using the hashtag AwesomeAdmin. We are Salesforce Admins on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And of course, don't forget about our great website, admin.salesforce.com. Yes, this webinar is definitely being recorded right now. After it's complete, the recording and slides will be posted to the admin webinars group in the Trailblazer community and to the URL shown here, bit.ly/5lightningcomponents. And if you're not already a member, please join the admin webinar group. You can use it for Q&A throughout today's webinar. We have folks standing by scouring the group for questions, and time permitting, we're going to do that live Q&A at the end. So here's today's agenda. We're going to go through basic getting started with Lightning components in the AppExchange. Then Maggie will talk about her 5 game-changing components from the AppExchange and share some tips and tricks with you all. And I'll share some useful resources, and then we'll get into that Q&A. So let's kick it off. Okay, so let's talk about getting started. If you haven't worked with Lightning components before, you can see all the available components using the Lightning App Builder. If you haven't spent time in the Lightning App Builder, we have other great webinars which you can watch about that. Every page in Lightning is made up of these Lightning components, and depending on which page you're editing, you'll see a different set of components. But you should definitely get familiar with these, as there are a lot of great ones that you can use for many different purposes. So the Lightning component ecosystem is made up of these 3 types of components. Standard components are components that are built by Salesforce, and we just saw those on the previous screen. You can also have your developers, and for those super savvy admins, you can build custom components as well. And there's a whole trailhead trail on how to do this. And what we're talking about today are AppExchange components built by partners. So what's great about AppExchange components is just like installing an app from an AppExchange, you can install a component in exactly the same way. It's pretty cool. So the AppExchange, which I just talked about, is the Salesforce store. It's the faster and smarter way to extend Salesforce across your business. All of the solutions, whether it's an app or a component, a product or industry solution, are ready to install. To help you navigate the 5,000 solutions that are available on the AppExchange, we've added personalized discovery, and this will help you find the best solution for you with those personalized recommendations and intelligent search. And with Trailhead Learning integrated throughout the AppExchange, you'll also learn best practices on how to get more out of the AppExchange and even find solutions that you hadn't already thought about. So now I'm going to turn it over to Maggie to talk about her 5 game-changing Lightning components. Maggie, take it away.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks for all the great information. And thank you, everyone, for attending. I'm always super excited when I get invited to talk about Salesforce. I've been lucky enough to have, I think, a 14-year career doing what I love every day, configuring Salesforce and solving problems for the businesses that I work for. I'm going to tell you a little bit about kind of my trail and talk about kind of how I got to where I am and what I've done. I'm always kind of amazed that I just had my 60th birthday this year, and I'm still deep diving into all the new stuff that comes out and get really excited about learning new stuff. So I can just say, it doesn't matter how old you are, you can really learn all this stuff at any age. It's just about your passion and what you enjoy doing. And I certainly have enjoyed having Salesforce as part of my career path. In 2004 is when I got introduced to Salesforce. I had worked for a family-owned business for a long time, and the owner got sick and the son came in, and he decided to start a new company and took 5 of us. And the marketing guy put something on my desk about Salesforce and said, hey, you need to check this out. And I was like, okay. So I got on the web and started doing some searching, and I found a users group meeting in Orange County, California, and they were having a special event. And I thought, well, I was in Kansas City at the time. I said, who wouldn't want to go to California? So I went to California and went to the users group session. And within an hour, I was just kind of blown away with how could all these companies, all these different industries be using the same ad? How is this working? And just sitting down, and, you know, they had keynotes and they had people demoing things, and they had the birds of feather. And at the birds of feather table, where I was like sitting with service and support and sales and different marketing, and it was really amazing. And then being able to go back to my desk and then download, you know, get started and and this is before the AppExchange, getting started and just building stuff and configuring stuff and working with my teams and getting stuff up and running. It was fantastic. I had a great time, and I did that for many, many years. And then I got involved in being working for a Salesforce consultant, where I was able to implement 27 different Salesforce instances, which really opened my eyes to like the AppExchange and all the things that were out there that were there to help me wherever I was, in what company and what industry. Then I got off the road in 2009. I went to work for another startup who had self-implemented Salesforce, and I think that maybe that they bypassed the implementation guide. So I came in and basically downloaded the implementation guide, went through and showed them, you know, here, we need to walk through this implementation guide again, answer these questions, got it reconfigured within 30 days. And their leadership, I was thankful enough that their leadership was really saw what Salesforce could do for their company. And their company ended up going from 48 employees to like 600 employees and getting purchased by another large company, where then I went on to become the product owner of Salesforce.com. And I enjoyed that. And but I wasn't hands-on anymore. And I really kind of felt like that I was missing out on that. And so last August, I decided I needed to get back on the keyboard. I really enjoyed the configuration part. So I was lucky enough to find a great job with NPI. And this is where now we're coming to Lightning Components and Lightning, because this is where I'm starting my Lightning journey, is here at NPI. And so I'm super happy to talk about the fact that I'm able to roll out Lightning to the employees and the users here at NPI. And of course, and when I took that leap of faith, within the first week of rolling out Lightning, of course, I started getting stuff like, hey, Maggie, where's this in Lightning? Or where's this at in Lightning now? And I was like, okay, here we go. What am I going to do? And so immediately I get on Google and I type in Salesforce Lightning and I put in what I'm looking for, and up comes Lightning Components. And I'm like, Lightning Components? Hey, I was like, of course, duh. There's Lightning Components, because Salesforce is, you know, the whole thing is about partners and a community of users and people who figure out stuff and share it. And I thought, oh gosh, of course. And it's, for me, it's just exciting, because I feel like here I am again. In 2006, I saw the birth of the AppExchange, which gave me an aha moment on building things and how people share things. And now it's just all over again. So here it is again. We're going to see a lot of partners and a lot of users who are coming up with ideas and building things that they're going to put out and share, that we can all take advantage of and add to our Lightning interface, just to take it to the next level and really wow our users. So I'm super excited that we're going to get started, and we're going to talk about some of the really simple things that I found that have really bridged the gap in switching over to Lightning. So I just say, don't be afraid of it. I would just say, jump into it. It's going to be a little bit of chaos as an admin, because you know, we're having to learn a new user interface also, and I try to prevent myself from clicking that link to say switch to Classic, and I try to stay true to Lightning because I need to keep ramping up my learning. So just getting introduced to the components and what they can do and being able to find these things that's just new and exciting stuff that I can snap in has just kind of energized me and wanting me to stay on the Lightning path. And I'm actually going to Carlsbad to do a Lightning workshop, which I'm really excited about, from one of the Salesforce partners. So I'm going to go ahead and start talking about, here's the 5 that I'm going to talk about today: Lightning sharing, the quick Nav Utility, the Lightning Carousel and Banner, activity components, and Lightning Bookmark. So let's get started with our first one. So of course, what happened? We have a custom object that our delivery team uses to review deals, so to speak, and we work with teams. And of course, because we're in a custom object outside of accounts, opportunities, or cases, we don't have teams. So sharing is a way that we're able to take a deal and then do sharing of. And so of course, when I rolled out the Lightning interface, what's the first thing I got? Maggie, where's the sharing button? And I was like, oh no, where's the sharing button? So again, I just went out, Googled, went out and found all the literature and all the posts in the communities about the sharing. Of course, went right to the AppExchange and the components and found that it was already taken care of for me. I could just go get it. I could snap it in and I was ready to go. And it's just amazing to me. I was kind of in a panic mode. I don't know why, but here again, it's already been taken care of for me. And so I was able to remedy it same day, within a few hours, get this snapped in. And people said they loved the way it fit right into the UI, that it had the same look and feel as the UI, and that I could get it installed that quickly and they were back up and running. So, it is, like I said, it's a little bit scary in the beginning, but you know what? There's so many things out there that are bridging the gaps or that people have thought of that help enhance what we're doing with our Lightning rollouts. Let's go to the quick Nav Utility. This is really great. Obviously, my boss, who's the COO, she came to me because like, hey, Maggie, what happened to my sidebar? And again, I was like, I don't know, let me go look just a minute. And so I went out to the AppExchange to the components, and there I saw the quick Nav Utility where I could set up I could set it up on each page. So it wasn't like it was just for the home page. This took it to a whole nother level, that I could put this in on any of my pages and build in my quick links that were relevant to that page. In the sidebar, you'd have a whole bunch of links, and they could be for different parts of your groups or different departments. And this way, I kind of felt like it was a hybrid, because I was able to use this Lightning component and snap it in to all my different pages, because I have different pages based on roles and profiles, and snap it in and configure it so that when they're on their record page, that the quick links that they have are really relevant to what they need to click into or go to for where they are and where they work in Salesforce. So this was really a big improvement from just having a sidebar. So again, taking that chance and just jumping into Lightning proves that you really do have a lot more capabilities and features that are available to you. Lightning Carousel and Banner. I am having so much fun with this one. I don't have it deployed yet. I actually have this in my sandbox and I'm playing with it. I have always been really big, used to be big on documentation, but I know that my users really don't have time to read it. So I started making quick videos using Skype when I was introducing new features or any new flows or anything new. I usually do a quick video. And what this has done is it's allowed me to snap this Lightning Carousel and Banner into pages. And then in each page that I put it into, I can link it to a specific video that's relevant to the record page. So like on opportunities, we just introduced products and price books. They hadn't had products and price books here, so we did products and price books. So I have a whole new learning opportunity for my team as to understanding, you know, how do you add products, how do you edit product, you know, how do you remove product, how do you change the price? And so I made a quick video for them. I try to keep them 1 to 2 minutes. And so this is going to be awesome. So on every page, I can have this carousel that I can put in there that has the videos that are relevant to the record that they're on. Again, so if it's opportunities for my salespeople, you know, how do you update your close date and list view? I mean, it opens up so many possibilities, and it's I really feel like they learn better when they can just be in the record page and then see a list of the videos and pick the one that they need the help on, or that they want to view to get the information they need so they can keep moving along. So this is a lot of fun. You could have a lot of fun with this. I mean, I see it featuring some of our marketing materials. I see it featuring some of that, so they can click through and see it. So I think there's a lot of fun that you can have with these tools. And then we're a small company. I mean, it's 50 employees, but we have 250 kind of advisors. So I have a small group to work with, and it is really fun to be able to make the videos and know that they are enjoying the videos and they're using the videos, and they find it a lot more helpful than PDF or written type documentation. All right, what's next? Activity components. This is a big one. Our prospecting team is heavy on emails and set calls and such. And this Lightning component, what I really like about it is the consistency between the desktop and the mobile. In the picture here, I know you see it showing on mobile. It looks the same way on the desktop. It's really great for me too, because I am very task driven as a Salesforce admin. I have, you know, a case queue where I receive my cases, and I have a lot of meetings and webinars and events and things I attend. So having this at the forefront for me and kind of being able to see the summary and those little tiles, I can just kind of click through my tiles and it'll list out, you know, what are my tasks for today? What are my tasks for tomorrow? What are my tasks that are overdue? And the same with my events. And then the other thing that I like about it is it's a one-click completion. So I see a task, I know I've done it, I'm just clicking a box and it's gone. I'm not having to edit the record, update a status. So this is a game changer for any of your teams that are heavy with tasks that need to be completed or events. And again, just the look and feel between desktop and mobile being the same is great, because the learning is much easier from when they are on the desktop and then they get in the field and they're going to mobile. It has the same look and feel. I really do like that about this component. And let's go to the next one. So I'm going to start off by telling you, it is kind of funny in my career how sometimes the simplest things that I have found on the AppExchange or now in the components exchange is that sometimes the simplest things are the most powerful things. So this Lightning bookmark, I left it for last, and it's the one that we're going to demo, has been something that my users really love, because it allows them to do their own Salesforce configuration. And what this does is it kind of brings my people into the fold. You know, they don't have to come to me to do this. You know, I did show you the quick Nav Utility, and that's something I can do. But if you put this in and you train your user, guess what? They can take advantage of this and set up their own bookmarks on their pages that are relevant to them. They can name them what they want. And I will tell you, doing a simple thing like this, you will be amazed at the adoption that you get when your users have the power to do something on their own. So I would say, you know, as an admin, you get really excited about components and apps that are really doing great stuff for you. But sometimes these little things that users can do are really empowering and really can raise the bar on your adoption metrics when you're saying to your users, hey, I've got something for you, and it's something that you can configure yourself. So don't overlook some of these things that you think are lightweight or simple, because sometimes these might be the most powerful component that could be a game changer for your Lightning rollout. And I think we're going to do a demo, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to do this. So
yeah, Maggie, let's see this component in action.
Okay, I'm just going to show my screen. Don't be scared.
Right.
So here is my sandbox, the Maggie sandbox. And so I'm going to click setup, and I'm going to go to setup, and I'm going to go find my Lightning app builder. And we're going to, let's look at some record pages, and let's see what I want to do here. Maybe we'll do the home page. That's easy. Everybody talks about home pages. I'm going to edit that page. And give this a minute to load. And my components now are down here at the bottom. So you'll see that there is my bookmark component. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of a couple of these things. That's the quick nav stuff. Or I can just go ahead and put my bookmark. So I'm just going to drag it over here, and I'm going to put it at the top. And then I'm just going to save it. And then if I need to activate it for any different profiles, I can do that through the activation. So I'm just going to say, we're going to set this as the default, and we're going to activate it. And now we're going to go back and look at it. So I am going to go back here, and I'm going to refresh my page. And now you'll see there's my bookmarks. And so this is really easy. It's basically training your, so one of the things that I like to use it for is definitely for your list views, making your making your list views sticky. And so I could go here and I could find a list view that I can open up, and I can take this, copy and paste the URL. We're all familiar with that, right? And then I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to just put this here, my working opportunities. And then I'm going to paste in the URL, and I'm going to hit the plus. And you see it's already there. Now when I close it, I've already got that quick link. And now I've got my working opportunities. So on my home page. So you can put this component on all of your pages so that your users can bookmark stuff within each record page that they're working on. So if they're working in a custom object, if they want to have bookmarks that go to things that are related to that custom objects, like files or content, their content libraries, they could quickly put their bookmarks in there. This is so powerful. My team just really got excited because they were able to have this component and do these things themselves. So like I said, the smallest things or the simplest things that you think about sometimes end up being the most powerful. So I hope you enjoyed that, seeing me install that so easily and then be able to just use it like within minutes. It's pretty exciting stuff. What do we got next, Mark?
Maggie, you're going to share a couple of tips and tricks with us, and then I will bring us on home and hopefully get to a couple of these questions. And for those of you that have posted in the Salesforce Admins webinar group, I see you. I see your questions. We're going to get to as many of them as we can. So why don't you, so just a quick recap, here's where you can find all these things, and the URLs, we will post the link to the deck, which will have all the URLs for you. So you want to give us a couple of tips and tricks to bring us home?
So yes, so first of all, before you can start leveraging the Lightning components, you're going to have to enable My Domain, and thank goodness Trailhead has a Trailhead available for you. They can walk you through going ahead and setting up your domain. And like I said, this is an opportunity also to maybe have some kind of fun with your users to name your domain. I mean, you know, obviously it could be your company name, right? But, you know, I would say have some fun with your users and have users, maybe users have a game about it, submit like, what do you think our domain name should be? And then pick a winner or have some way that somebody can win. I mean, every time that you are doing something with Salesforce, think of it as an opportunity of how can you engage your users? How can I bring my users into the fold? How can I make them part of what I do? Because I know there's a lot of what we call solo admins, and you know, it's a lot of fun to do all this stuff, but then you have to maintain it, and you're the end of the line for a lot of this stuff. So whenever you can grab, you know, get those power users and bring those people to the fold and kind of build your team in that way, this would be an opportunity to be able to do that doing the My Domain. Another thing that I think is really fun is when I'm out on the AppExchange, and it just seems kind of odd that it took me a while to kind of get this rhythm, but I like to go out to the AppExchange and I search for stuff, and I don't go into depth when I first start searching. I'll start searching, but I'll hit the little heart and I'll save them into my saved list. And then I go into my saved list and I start kind of getting into the apps. I start watching the videos, I start reading the reviews, I look at the config guides. And then if I like them, I'm going to download them and put them in my sandbox. Then if they don't meet my needs, I just unsave them. But I'm constantly, like, my saved list has a lot of stuff in there that's kind of like my roadmap. So I feel like my saved list is my roadmap of, here's some really cool apps and components that I know that I can be, that I want to use and I want to get into the system in some way. And I like to look at it that way, as it's like, these are the things that I put into my roadmap of how I'm building out my Salesforce org. So, you know, be resourceful. Don't be afraid when you're on the apps to ask questions to the partners who have posted them. I have found that most generally all the time when I've had a question and I email, I feel like they're just as excited that somebody has an interest in something that they've created, and so they're really responsive. And I'm just recently working with a partner on a map plotter. I mean, we are a small company, and sometimes I have to rely on free things. And there was a free app, and he emailed me about it. I said, unfortunately, it didn't meet my needs. But then he comes back a month later. He goes, you know what? I put in this feature. I would love for you to try it. And I think that's great. You know, he kept the follow up, and he came back to me and engaged me. And then now I have it, and my team is using it. So, you know, don't be afraid to ask those questions or reach out to partners, and just have fun, because I just find that I get to have fun every day with Salesforce. And so I hope you all enjoyed the webinar, and I hope you were able to take something from it. And just thank you so much for joining.
Thanks so much, Maggie. So a couple of resources for you. The Creating an AppExchange Strategy, that's actually a podcast link. That's awesome. You can also enable your domain. We have a link to the Trailhead trail. You can also work with custom Lightning components, is another Trailhead unit, and of course a link to the Lightning components in the AppExchange. And for those of you that are getting appy, you can tweet your app stack with hashtag appyadmin, hashtag sweeps for a chance to win an appy bobblehead. And you can go to allinthestack.com to learn more. So let me power through a couple of questions here with the last minute that we have. Does the quick nav work with reports links? The answer is yes, because I just tested it and it does work with reports links. How is the Lightning Bookmark component different from the favorites drop-down menu? I think they serve a similar purpose, so they're not totally different, but frankly, the Lightning Bookmark component is a little bit more obvious. And also you can put the bookmark component on multiple pages. So you could basically have kind of multiple bookmark components across multiple pages. So it's more of a preference than anything else. Can you embed video into the carousel? Have you been able to do that, or is it just for images?
It's images. I'm doing videos, but it's images and videos is what I'm working on right now. And what was the question? Can you embed the video into the carousel? Is that what you're doing? Yes, I'm doing videos because I'm big on doing training videos and embedding them on the record pages. So that's how I'm using the carousel.
Awesome. All right, that is unfortunately all that we have time for. I know there are a couple more questions in there, so we will get to those in the group. Thank you so much for joining us. Please complete the GoToWebinar survey. That'll pop up as soon as the webinar ends in a minute. And then, of course, all the slides and the recording of this webinar will be available. So thank you so much, Maggie, and thank you everyone for joining us today for this fantastic, game-changing Lightning Component webinar. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.